Hey guys, I'm International Master Kostya Kavutskiy, and today I wanted to talk about how to properly follow top chess tournaments. I think this is a really important part of anyone trying to get better at chess. You really have to look at the latest games and see how the best players in the world are playing chess nowadays. So I'm going to switch over to show you guys my setup here. And as you guys know, of course, today and this whole week is going to be the US Championship. Today, round 3 was played in this tournament, featuring not only some of the best players in the US, but in the world as well. And I'm going to show you guys how I go over the latest games. Here we have the marquee matchup of today's round. Wesley So was white against Fabiano Caruana. And real quick, just wanted to point out a couple things that I'm going to focus on today. As you can see over here, we have the notation of the game, we have the moves that were played, we have the time spent on each move, which is kind of interesting, but more importantly, we're going to want to focus on this column here, which, if you don't know, is going to be the engine evaluation after every single move. This is going to tell us when the advantage swings in the game, and specifically what the critical moments were of the game. So we're going to want to focus on those. Down here, you're going to be able to see the full engine evaluation, and here I'm going to be using Stockfish 6, which is rated about 3,200, so that's pretty good. Now, the opening is usually not very interesting to me. Looks like they had a Berlin defense because things pretty much stay equal in the opening. The only thing you really want to look for is when the advantage swings kind of outside of the regular bounds. Let's say if it gets more than 0.5 for either side. So I'm going to scroll through the game here. We don't really care about what happened because if it stays equal, that means the game wasn't really all that interesting and there's not a whole lot you can learn from that. So it looks like the first critical moment was here, actually after move 20. Black had just played this move bishop e6. Looks like we have some weird endgame here. And Wesley So played the move c4, which gives Black an advantage of 0.6. Now that's pretty significant, so let's try to figure out what happened there, see if we can learn from his mistake. Now I don't really know what the point of this move is. I don't really care to find out either because it's a bad move, so we don't want to learn from bad moves, we want to learn what should have been played instead. And here the engine clearly points out that the move f4 was the best move in the position. And after this move, the evaluation would be equal, as you can see there. So that's kind of straightforward and unusual why he didn't play that move. So let's keep going. That was an instructive mistake. Looks like Caruana had a bit of an advantage for a couple moves here. And somewhere around this point, actually, maybe a little bit lower, seems like the advantage for Black actually gets bigger. After move 34, Black played king e7, and here White played, wow, really weird move g3, which gives the evaluation, goes from 0.7 to minus 1.5, so another big swing there. And it seems like Wesley So missed the obvious response king f6, which is clearly very good for Black. You see the advantage goes up to 1.66 for Black. And the idea is really clear. Black allows White to just take the pawn for free, and then Black gets a big advantage, minus 1.73. So it looks like Caruana was winning the game. We know that the game was drawn, so I'm always curious, okay, well, he had a big advantage here. Why wasn't he able to convert? How was White able to, swindle his way out of this one? So let's see. It looks like the evaluation actually didn't stay this way for too long. King e5 was played, knight f5, and bishop takes b3. Wow, that's kind of a weird move. I mean, he takes the pawn for free, sure, whatever, but the evaluation goes down to 0.38, and that's not really a whole lot for Black. So what should he have done instead? Well, he should have played the move bishop e6. And after this, I mean, kind of obvious move, it seems like Black has nearly a winning advantage. I mean, minus 1.5 and climbing, that's pretty good. So real quick about the engine here, I'm using Stockfish 8 actually, and it's on depth 12, which is pretty good. That means that the engine can see like 12 moves ahead, which is more than any human can do by a lot. As I mentioned before, Stockfish is rated over 3,000, which makes it basically a lot stronger than any chess coach, any grandmaster in the world. So if you're not using Stockfish to analyze games, I don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of missing out, actually. So after this move, bishop e6, It seems like black would have been able to win the game really easily. So that's a really instructive moment for us. Looks like after Caruana kind of blew it, the evaluation just went down to really, almost basically an equal position. Here white played g5, so black could take the knight. Not sure why he didn't do that, but it looks like the evaluation just kind of stayed equal anyways, and the game ended up being drawn. So really interesting game. Looks like Caruana missed some chances in that one, and I thought that was really instructive. So let's take a look at another game here. Looks like we had a big result as Ray Robson defeated Kavutskiy. That's probably going to be a real interesting game, so let's try to take a look at this one. And now there's lots of ways to go over games. I'm just showing you guys my method, and of course I am an international master, so what I've been doing has been working for me. Here we got some kind of strange Sicilian in the opening. Don't really care. Let's take a look at where the evaluation started to swing. Ooh, right here, looks like black actually missed an opportunity on move 10. White played some weird move queen g4, and here Kavutskiy could have played the move a5. Well, why didn't he do that? That's very strange. He played this knight c5 move instead. I don't know why he put the knight on that square. The move a5 just gives black an advantage of 0.6. So that would have been, giving him the initiative right away. Very strange that he didn't find that move, and instead he spent almost 10 minutes here just to play an inferior move. Now, I really like the commentary in St. Louis. I think Jen Shahade, Yasser Maurice, I think they do a really great job, but they're always so easy on the players. They're always asking about things that, to be fair, I don't really care about, like the tournament situation and what they felt during the game. I mean, I just want to know why these guys didn't play the best moves. That's what's interesting to me. I really wish they hit them with the hard questions, like why didn't they find the best moves in the game? Well, anyways, looks like the game stayed pretty much equal for quite some time here. I'm just going to scroll to see if there were any big swings. Oh, and looks like on move 22, actually, white starts to get an advantage. So black played this move, rook g8. Don't know the point of that one. I mean, I don't know what the rook is doing there, but I do know that it's giving white a 0.76 advantage, which is starting to get pretty significant. So what should he have done instead? Well, according to Stockfish, basically any move was good for black here. Best move is clearly h5, since that's listed first. And kind of a strange mistake for Kavutskiy to make. I mean, did he just forget that pawns can move 2 squares? I mean, clearly he knew it was a legal move. I mean, why didn't he just play that? It would have kept the game equal. He probably would have drawn the game without any trouble. Okay, instead he played rook g8 here. And then looks like white had a small advantage. See if the advantage grew at all. Now around here, actually, looks like black had a chance to equalize after this weird move queen f3. So we traded queens. And it looks like black is back to equal. But now Kavutskiy plays rook c3, which is just another mistake. And this gives white a full pawn advantage. I mean, that's huge. And then, well, what should he have done instead? Looks like the best move was bishop e1, which would have kept the game equal. And that makes sense because you put the bishop on e1, and then from e1 the bishop can go to other squares, and the endgame should be just about equal, as you can see down here by the evaluation. So really interesting that he didn't go for that. I wonder what he didn't like about that move, considering it was equal. So instead rook c3 was played, and now white gets a big advantage. And based on the evaluations, it seems like black never got another chance in the game. Looks like it went up to +2, stayed there for a bit, +2.5, +3, +4, down to +1.5. That's a little weird. Then back up to +6. And Kavutskiy ended up resigning on move 58, where the game ends with white being able to give a forced checkmate in 21 moves. So it makes sense that he resigned here. I mean, clearly he saw that, white was giving mate in 21. I'm sure he trusted Robson to see that as well. So there's no reason to play it out. It's going to just be mate in like 20 moves. So both players saw that, and Kavutskiy decided to call it quits. So really interesting games today. I hope you guys learned as much as I did from going over those games. A lot of really interesting moments, and I hope this was helpful so that you guys can use this method to go over the top level games for future tournaments to come. Well, until next time, this was IM Kostya Kavutskiy, and hope you guys have a great day. Take care.